letter of credit is an undertaking of the buyer's bank given to the seller, giving assurance of payment when shipment is made and documents are presented that conforms to the terms and conditions of letter of credit. That statement, that definition of letter of credit have some very important points. Number one, it's an undertaking, and it is an irrevocable undertaking. Number two, it is written by a bank in favor of an exporter, the seller, otherwise called the beneficiary. And it gives assurance of payment on the condition that there was a shipment and the terms of the document presented conform to the terms of the shipment, of the agreement that was made, or the letter of credit. It's the most widely used trade finance instrument in the world, and it's been used for hundreds of years. It started in the Renaissance, in the 15th century. It's considered a highly effective way for banks to transact and finance export and import transactions. Through this instrument, a bank furnishes credit in place of the importer's credit or customer's credit. The bank plays an intermediary role to help complete the trade transaction. Bank deals in document and does not inspect the good themselves. Therefore, a letter of credit cannot prevent an importer from being taken in by an unscrupulous exporter. What this is saying is that letter of credit does not prevent the fraud by itself. It's the people using it that must ensure they use it to prevent fraud. On its own, it does not. But you can use it to prevent fraud. Because we rely on documents, someone can ship rubbish and present the right document. And the bank will pay. But the bank is not paying based on the goods. The bank is paying based on documents. The terms bank deal in documents are not in good, might not be fully applied when you are doing non-interest Islamic trade finance. So how do you apply letter of credit? Recommended for use in less established relationship. But in that case, you are satisfied with the credit worthiness of the buyers. The risk is evenly spread between seller and buyer, provided all terms and conditions are adhered to. You know, the beauty of letter of credit is that at no point in time in the transaction is anybody carrying too much risk. I am the exporter. My good is on the sea, but the document to claim is in my hand. I am the importer. I have money to pay, but I've given it to the bank. So at some point, the bank is holding the document, is holding the money. And the bank will exchange the document for money. Immediately the bank check the document is in order and it can be used to clear the goods, it will give it to the importer and pay the money provided by the importer to the exporter. So the risk is spread evenly. Payment is usually after shipment, apart from advance payment letter of credit called red clause or green clause. A variety of payment and financing and risk mitigation options are possible. The process is said to be complex and labor intensive. Financing, letter of credit make it easier to finance. The process is not straightforward, a bit clumsy. There are rules guiding it. And of course, it's more expensive than other payment methods. So can we look at the board at your phone again, or whatever device you are using to watch what I'm doing? Importer make fund available to the bank. Number one. Step two, importer fill the letter of credit application form. Importer fill letter of credit application form based on the coverage provided and the application form filled. The importer issued the LC in favor of exporter through Jaiz Bank. Jaiz Bank advised the LC to the exporter. Now the exporter have an assurance of the buyer's bank that payment will be made. So the exporter will ship the goods. Then present document to Jaiz Bank. Jaiz Bank send document to Bank of China. Bank of China review the document. Document is in order. It will effect payment immediately. Review the document. Document is in order. It will effect payment immediately or at a later date if it's a tenured LC. And I will talk about type of LC shortly. Now, the exporter account is credited. Document released to the importer. Importer goes to the port and clear the goods. Now, I want you to picture something for a second. Even letter of credit is supposed to be a secure payment method. What if I don't trust the country and the bank that I'm shipping to? Like the case of Nigeria, payment is delayed because there's not enough foreign exchange. When there is a risk factor in a country, whenever you are shipping to a country that have country risk and you want to protect yourself against the risk in that country, then you look for another bank in another country to give an additional undertaking. whenever you have another bank in another country to give additional undertaking, in addition to the letter of credit that was issued by the importer's bank, that is called a confirmed letter of credit. Remember, letter of credit is an undertaking of the buyer's bank, an irrevocable undertaking of the buyer's bank. A draft is an irrevocable undertaking to pay that draft when you present it. A letter of credit is an undertaking of a bank, just the way a draft is an undertaking of a bank. Confirming a draft is like having two people giving undertaking on a draft. It does not invalidate the fact that there was an undertaking of a bank in the first place. That's why if you say letter of credit is a check, you are saying letter of credit can bounce. Both letter of credit and confirmed letter of credit are draft. Both letter of credit and confirmed letter of credit are draft. And this is very important because if you don't have this perspective, you might wrongly apply the undertaking expected in a letter of credit transaction. Letter of credit is a draft and confirmed letter of credit is a draft. Kindly note that letter of credit is not a check, please. Letter of credit is a draft and confirmed letter of credit is a draft. Now, I want us to look at this confirmed letter of credit. In this arrangement, I want us to check. Look at this. Importer make fund available to his bank and fill the application form as usual. But you notice a bank has emerged apart from the exporter's bank called the confirming bank. The importer filled the application form, but do you notice something? The importer's bank will move the money to the confirming bank because the confirming bank is not in the business of taking unnecessary risk. It's not going to confirm the LC if there is no line or cash that is backing that confirmation. That's why you have clean line LC and cashback LC. So the confirming bank received the LC from the importer's bank. Upon receiving the LC, it will advise it to the exporter's bank, Jai's bank, and Jai's bank advise the LC to the exporter. So the exporter ship the goods, send document to Jai's bank send document to Citibank in London, Citibank effect payment, account of the exporter is credited, Citibank send document to bank in Venezuela, Venezuela bank release document to the importer goes to the port and clear the goods. So in this arrangement, payment will have been made by the bank abroad before document even get to the importer's bank, particularly if this is a side letter of credit.